Welcome to NBA Now by Chat Sports. I am Nic Rohloff. On today's show, we are reacting to ESPN. Their group of so-called experts kind of predicted, or at least gave a preseason vote on who is going to win each specific NBA award, whether it be MVP, Defensive Player of the Year, Sixth Man, Most Improved, Coach of the Year. We have it all on today's episode, so you'll see who they predict. But I'll also have my own thoughts on who I think is going to win each award as well. So that's what is on the deck for today. We'll start with MVP. This is how things shook out according to the experts. Now, you might be wondering what the points is. That's their system of voting. First, second, third, fourth, fifth place. They all get calculated in terms of points. Luka Doncic was the overwhelming favorite here with 61 points. Jokic coming in at number 2, SGA at 3, Ant at 4, and Giannis Antetokounmpo coming in at number 5. I have some thoughts on these just coming up in a second, but that's how ESPN had it for the MVP. But I want to know who you think is going to win the NBA MVP. Is it Luka Doncic? Is it going to be Nikola Jokic getting his 4th MVP? What comes to mind? Let me know who you think is going to win NBA MVP this upcoming year. I actually think it's going to be the person they had finishing 3rd in their panel. I think Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is going to take home the NBA MVP award this upcoming season. I thought he could have won it last year, rightfully so, went to Nikola Jokic. But with SGA just continuing to get better and better year after year, it would make a lot of sense for him to finally crack through with the national spotlight on him and get that NBA MVP award. SGA was flat out terrific last year, leading the Oklahoma City Thunder to the number 1 overall seed in the Western Conference. And what did the Thunder do this offseason? They got better. They added Alex Caruso to this team. They added Isaiah Hartenstein as well. To have a team and roster that is perfectly built around SGA. Their starting lineup could include SGA at the 1, Caruso or Dort at the 2, Jalen Williams at the 3, Chet at the 4, Hartenstein at the 5, and then you have that 6th man, whoever Lou Dort and Caruso doesn't start. But if SGA puts up similar numbers this year, where he averages 31, 32 points, 6 assists, 5 boards. He keeps that similar, but improves his 3-point percentage. SGA is such a good defender as well, to where that might really elevate him to the top of that MVP ladder. And if the Thunder, which to my expectations, they will be once again a top team in the Western Conference, if they're the number 1 seed again and SGA puts up numbers like this, I think it's going to be hard for them not to give him the NBA MVP award. I don't know where he is in terms of odds either, but all I know is that I would be voting SGA for MVP before the season began. Let's shift over to the Rookie of the Year voting, because the 3rd overall pick, Reed Sheppard, was where the panelists landed. In a landslide too, by the way, almost doubling up number 2 with Zach Edey. Sheppard looked fantastic for the Houston Rockets in Summer League. They are calling him, I don't know if I could say actually that what they're calling him and his nickname is, but CC, if you know, you know. Sheppard is really good. I'm high on him. He's always been someone that I've had an affection for. I think he was going always to be a good pro. The question is, does he have enough play time and volume to win Rookie of the Year, considering he's going to share backcourt with Amen Thompson, Fred VanVleet, Jalen Green. That's a lot of mouths to feed. And if I got to be honest here, I wouldn't vote for anyone on this list to be my runaway favorite. I'm going to give you a sneaker pick right now. And listen up. Come close, everyone. If you're watching this video, or up close and tight right now, clip this, because you're going to be able to come back to this and watch this sharp play. My Rookie of the Year vote is for Bub Carrington. The 14th pick by the Washington Wizards in the NBA draft, by the way. The guard from Pitt. He is a talented combo guard that can get to his spots, score at any part of the basketball court. And he performed really well at Summer League himself, but he just got overshadowed by Alex Sarr, the number 2 overall pick, who struggled. I think Bub Carrington, who's going to start Game 1 for the Washington Wizards in their backcourt, due to Tyus Jones leaving. And Washington desperately needs a guard that can break down opposing defenses, create for others but himself as well. Jordan Poole has not been it for the Wizards in his first season. And even though they did draft Alex Sarr and Keyshawn George in the 2024 NBA draft, I think Carrington's going to average 15, 16 points a game this year just due to the sheer volume that is going to be needed in Washington. He's got the play style to really catch the eyes of NBA fans and NBA media. I love Bub Carrington to potentially win Rookie of the Year, and that would be my preseason pick. I would also go with Dalton Knecht, too, the forward from the Los Angeles Lakers. I think he's going to have a pretty large role on that team as their primary off-ball shooter, and if he has a really good season and averages 11, 12 points per game and is a clear upgrade for that Lakers basketball team playing alongside LeBron in the spotlight every night, it wouldn't surprise me if Dalton Knecht ended up winning Rookie of the Year. I would have Reed Sheppard as my third guy, but my ballot would look like Bub Carrington 1, Dalton Knecht 2, and Reed Sheppard 3. All right, before we get to some more NBA awards, make sure you are started with Game Time, the best way to get last-minute tickets. It's the only way that I go to games, whether it be NFL, NBA, it does not matter. Whenever I go to an event, I always go to Game Time as my way to get tickets, whether it is a concert, comedy show, or sporting event, and you can get $20 off your first purchase with code CHATSPORTS when you download the app today. They have so many cool deals for you and features on this app that make it so much more fun and easy to buy tickets. All-in pricing. It allows you to see the exact total of your ticket up front with no surprise fees at checkout. You also can see your seat view. Get a panoramic view from your seat in the app before you buy. You can also get this new feature that Game Time is rolling out called Game Time Picks. That makes getting tickets to see your favorite teams play live even easier. It filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats so you don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Game Time, it's just simply the best. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with Game Time. Download the app today, create an account, and use code CHATSPORTS for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply, but again, create an account and redeem code CHATSPORTS, CHATSPORTS, for $20 off. Download Game Time today. What is it? Game Time. Let's move over to the Defensive Player of the Year voting now, because Victor Wembanyama got all the votes, and this one was the most, I guess, egregious difference between first place and second place. Wembanyama, the talented second-year man for the Spurs, get a lot of the votes. Gobert at second, Bam at 3, Anthony Davis at 4, and then Mikal Bridges, the New York Knickerbocker, over at number 5. But here's the thing. Even though Victor Wembanyama is a sensational defender, rim protector, and deterrent at the rim that makes some people even scared to go inside the paint playing the San Antonio Spurs, I just think Bam Adebayo is the best defender on the planet. And he has not been able to get his respect. And if I had to place a wager or prediction, sure, I might go with Wembanyama, but I also don't like betting on favorites for these awards. And the last time I checked, if you were a betting man, it's minus 180 for Wemby to win Rookie of the Year. I think that is not a smart value. And when someone's an overwhelming favorite like that, I'd always take someone else. Bam, who to me is the most versatile defender in the NBA, he actually does guard 1 through 5. A lot of us in the media say, oh, this guy could switch. He could play 1 through 5. Nah, not many people actually do it. There are very few that can. Bam Adebayo absolutely does. And you just see his impact on the court every time the Miami Heat play, but every time you see him play for Team USA. That team got so much better and was so better defensively when Adebayo took the floor in comparison to Joel Embiid. Like, I think he's the best defender in the world. I think it's disrespectful that Adebayo continues to not get these Defensive Player of the Year loves, but I get it. Wembanyama narrative ball is probably going to lead the way. All right, make sure you are subscribed to the channel because we got the best NBA coverage on YouTube. We are completely free content every day, and we tell you how it is and tell you how we feel. We're not going to sugarcoat things. Like I said, Wembanyama, he's an unbelievable good basketball player. He's going to be a top 10 player in the league for years to come, but I just don't think having him as the runaway favorite for Defensive Player of the Year voting right now is that really something that we can get behind. Sixth Man of the Year is up next. Interesting list here, because last year's winner, Naz Reid, makes the list. Malik Monk, who arguably could have won Sixth Man of the Year, is tied for first with Alex Caruso, who a lot of people are projecting to be the sixth man for the Oklahoma City Thunder rather than starting two guard. And then Jaime Jaquez Jr. and TJ McConnell round out the list. I sneaky love TJ McConnell, by the way, because he is such a good basketball player. Now, this might be a little recency bias because of how well he played in the postseason last year. Benedict Mathurin's coming back for Indiana. I don't think McConnell's going to have the volume to win Sixth Man of the Year. And if there's someone that I think could win Sixth Man of the Year that's not being talked about, how about Josh Hart over in New York? Like, he didn't make this top 5 list from ESPN, but think about what the Knicks starting lineup is going to be. They're likely going to go with Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, and Julius Randle. That's likely where it's going to be, with Mitchell Robinson coming off the bench, with Josh Hart. Or maybe they go large and go Jalen Brunson, Mikal Bridges, OG Anunoby, Julius Randle, and then Mitchell Robinson. They have a lot of different ways they can go with that lineup, but either way, one of Josh Hart or Dante DiVincenzo is going to come off the bench. If they both are coming off the bench, I'd still maybe take Josh Hart. But if Josh Hart's the only person coming off the bench, then absolutely think he's going to play. You know what you're going to get from a daily basis. And as bad as this sounds, and I hate to say it, narrative ball is a real thing in the NBA. And the Knicks, the mecca of basketball, they're going to be talked about on a nightly basis by every media talking head in the NBA. And if they are a good basketball team and Josh Hart is still really, really productive off the bench, I think he's going to get a lot of buzz to win Sixth Man of the Year. So if you're looking for a sleeper, give me Josh Hart. All right, before we get into Coach of the Year, who wins the NBA Finals? Let me know your predictions down below. The Knicks improved. There's a lot of good teams out there. I am going to go with the Oklahoma City Thunder. Coach of the Year voting to round out today's episode. How about the Knicks we just talked about, and how about the Thunder right there? Tom Thibodeau and Mark Dagenhalt botched that, definitely. Joe Mazzulla, number 3. Greg Popovich, number 4. Kenny Atkinson, number 5. This list is really intriguing to me because, one, I don't really understand why Popovich is on this list. Once again, this seems like a lot of Victor Wembanyama-driven hype. Popovich is a fantastic coach, yes, but what would make Popovich win Rookie or Coach of the Year? Like, what? I don't get it. There's no chance that team's better than the 8 seed this year, and are we giving Popovich Coach of the Year for being a play-in team? Stop it now. Don't understand that. And if you had to ask me my prediction, I'll go with someone off the board once again. And I'm not saying these just to be different from ESPN. It's truly what I believe, because I did take Bam on my Defensive Player of the Year, and I took SGA, who were both 3rd on the list. I don't think the favorites necessarily always win these specific awards. I'll go with Nick Nurse for Coach of the Year, because I think the 76ers are going to be a top 2 team in the Eastern Conference in terms of regular season this year. I think they're going to be better than New York, Milwaukee in the regular season. They might even be better than Boston, especially with Kristaps Porzingis being out for probably the first 2 months of the season. I believe that the Sixers, with Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Paul George, are going to be a incredible basketball team this year in the regular season. As long as they stay healthy, they're going to have 52-plus wins in the regular season, and I think that might be good enough to get Nick Nurse Coach of the Year. All right, that's going to do it for today's episode. If you want more coverage around the NBA and sports world, if you will, because we do it all with college football and the NFL as well, make sure you are subscribed to the channel because you're getting content every single day around the biggest topics in sports. Hit that sub button, folks. I'll see you with another video coming up this weekend around the NBA. Peace out.